Kągi, laba diena visi tinklalaidės žiūrovai. Šį kartą iš karto noriu atsiprašyti, kad lietuviškai suprantantis žmonės matyt turės arba pradėti mokintis angliškai, arba tada palaukti kitos video tinklalaidės, nes šiandieną svečią turiu, kuris dar nėra labai gerai įgudęs lietuviškai kalbėti, tai aš iš karto persijungsiu į anglų kalbą. So, yeah, I just explained to my viewers that today's my guest is still not very fluent in Lithuanian, but he's learning, he's going there, because he's watching, he said just now, my video logs in Lithuanian, so soon maybe we will have another conversation with him in Lithuanian already, but for now, I would like to introduce Matiss. Yeah, and he's not only my friend and good person to talk about electric vehicles, but he's also a professional that works in this field, and actually a lot of information that I got about specific models I get from him. So maybe Matiss, you could introduce yourself, because I don't know all your titles and everything.
Yep, thank you, Tadas. I'm very pleased to be here and have this discussion with you. Laba diena, everyone, and I'm Matiss Zemitis. I work in Volkswagen Baltic and Audi Lithuania importer. So basically, what does that mean? We are the chain between Volkswagen and Audi factory and the local dealerships and service partners. So this is where we are, and I'm specifically responsible of electric mobility of these brands, and we include such brands as Volkswagen commercial vehicles, and Audi, and as I mentioned, Audi Latvia and Lithuania.
So you are the guy who knows about electric vehicles a lot, and you're specifically your job is dedicated to make sure that in the streets of Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia there are more and more electric vehicles.
Yes, of course. First of all, my task is to electrify Baltics, but if we think about electric mobility, that's not enough. So that's why, if you think that that's something very narrow, then I can assure you that e-mobility, together with all the myths which our customers are having, is bringing this expertise on a much wider scale, starting from sustainability aspects with raw materials, ending with some magnetic fields which might come up from the vehicles and influence some vehicle health from the charging. So just so you know, we have a lot of doubts, a lot of questions, and my responsibility is to make sure that yes, we have more electric vehicles on the road, and that people are accepting much better than they're maybe currently.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that your position is quite unique in the Baltics, because do you know anyone in the other companies that are specifically working what you are doing?
I would say that I don't know, to be honest, and this was our task, and I have this position since 2019, and I have been working in the importer since 2008, and since 2019 we have this position that we want to be the experts in this field, and we saw that our brands are shifting towards sustainable electrified mobility, and this is why we simply say that okay, we don't know a lot about this technology, and that's why it would be really good that we are not switching this from different brands, but we have one general position which would support all of our brands with the knowledge and with the expertise, and not only supporting our brands, but also my task is to support our governments with the correct opinion, because usually they look into the books, they look into European guidelines, but in the real life they don't actually understand what does that mean, and where is the automotive industry going. So that is also education and some part of lobbying of the correct message.
So you are, exactly, you said this word, lobbying, so you are professional lobbying, man. And this is very interesting fact. Actually, I was talking to one of the employees who is working in the European, I don't know, Commission or somewhere, and she's as well, you know, lobbying for all the electric mobility. And she said one interesting fact, that in European Union, in all these kind of official, you know, institutions, people who are officially lobbying for the oil and all the, you know, fuel-powered cars, there are 20 times more of those people than those who are lobbying for electricity and e-mobility. So maybe this is one of the reasons why actually our work, your work, and mine as well unofficial ambassador of e-mobility is quite hard, because we are still not on the same level, you know, both in budget and capacity, you know, for introducing electricity and electric cars. But yeah, let's hope that everything will change, and our work that we started will be much easier, you know, in the future.
Yes, I could add on this that to get it more fruitful, actually we saw that one of the main concerns from the governments and municipalities is that we see us as importer, so we are importer. But usually when you talk with the government, they see you as a specific brand. And for instance, my brand is which I already named, and that is not allowing them to accept only my opinion. And for this reason, we understood that we are not the only market players here in the Baltics. And we have initiated the establishment of Baltic Sustainable Mobility Alliance, where we also have other car manufacturers. And we are not talking about dealership level, whose main target is to sell, but we are talking about importers whose main target is to look into the long-term development. And yeah, we have also others, and I can name them. First of all, this is Veho, then we have Passadone, and then we have Toyota Baltics. So together with us, we are now big players, and we are also inviting other importers to join this force, because all Europeans' automotive future is electric. Sooner or later, in some markets sooner, in some a bit later, depending on the infrastructure and the political decisions, but it will happen. So this is how we can educate together, and it has already brought some fruits, as we have had like a launch of this Baltic Sustainable Mobility Alliance in Riga City Council, which was happening already in 2021.
But okay, so let's talk then about the fruits with what you said, you know, because I know myself that explaining to the people who never driven an electric car all the benefits that it has, it's really kind of complicated, and sometimes you feel that, you know, even push back that, you know, I don't want any changes, everything is good and working now, why to fix it? But you said that it's already a couple of years that you are doing this, so what kind of outcomes and in a good direction you already can name?
Yes, the outcome is actually definitely first, which is the most noticeable outcome, is the charging infrastructure. When I started, so I converted to e-mobility in 2019, and then in 2020 I understood that, hey, my old Tiguan, which is the petrol 4x4, is standing simply near the house, and we are not using that car because we are simply driving an e-Golf. But then at that time the charging infrastructure was maximum 50 kilowatt in the Baltics. Usually it was governmental, and to get to Vilnius, for instance, for me, was at least one charging stop in somewhere near Panevėžys, and I was waiting for some plugs to be free when others are charging. Now it has improved a lot, but since 2019, when also we launched like the first e-tron, we were talking about some specific topics, and now I can look back for 5 years and I see that we are still discussing on the same topics. And there was a study done by European company Kantar Manor, I guess, and they were checking 3 customer groups. First of all, which are not considering EVs at all. The second was the customer group who is considering electric car in their future, and the third one was who is already driving electric cars. And in each questions, those concerns how bad the situation is currently were totally opposite. Like those who are not considering electric car and not even thinking, they think that everything is super bad.
Okay.
Those who are considering, they already are a bit more positive. But those who are already driving, they see a hustle only in some of the fields, but definitely in a much less manner than those who are not considering EVs at all.
Okay.
Yeah, but in general, we have the same topics as we had before. It's expensive, you cannot drive far. In winter time, it's totally crazy. You cannot drive even maybe outside the city at all, and so on.
Yeah, so we will touch, you know, this infrastructure thing probably soon, but I just want to explain that if you can hear some beeping on the background, this is because we are now testing actually a brand new car, electric car from Audi Q6 e-tron, and this is where I found Matiss actually in Palanga, because they are introducing this model here in Lithuania just yesterday. So we have a chance to test drive, first impressions about the car. So if you want to check separate video about this launch of Q6 e-tron, you should check my YouTube channel, and you will get it there. And there will be another separate video, a longer one about this car, so we will touch everything, what is beeping and not beeping, and what you can expect from that. But it's really a nice place to have this conversation with Matiss in this lounge, which is really nice car, a nice place to be. But you already mentioned, Matiss, that your electric car, probably first one was electric Golf.
Yes, it was.
And so maybe you can tell your experience when you started, how you started. You already mentioned that at the beginning there were no infrastructure for charging, but maybe everything, why you decided and how it went.
Well, actually it went very, I would say, step by step. First of all, you get the car, and then I started understanding how comfortable it is if you have chargers nearby, and for this reason we have installed chargers at our office, so I could charge at the office. And with that car, in summertime 240 kilometers, wintertime 180 kilometers was my usual range with the full battery pack. It was not challenging, but you most probably would got a range anxiety, because if you see so low numbers in winter time, then it might be challenging. By the way, I will pause. We can press this Joker button.
Ah, here it is.
And then
shortcut button. Yeah,
we can set whatever shortcut we want here, and based on regulation, it must warn you if there's some speed
limit reached already.
And then it immediately.
Okay. So, well, actually, just interesting regarding shortcut buttons, because when this law was introduced, I see every new car that has this beeping has the shortcut, and especially made for that probably. But it's a nice feature.
And the e-Golf actually, it was doing better than I expected, and the first feature which I was really appreciating was that the mileage which I see on the panel is actually reachable, and it was a trustable car. So first of all, that was the one point, and in 1.5 years when I was driving that car, I had a mileage of 38,000 kilometers.
Okay.
And I have been visiting Nida, I have been visiting Tallinn on that car, some business travels, and then I understood that my Tiguan is simply standing near the house, and nobody is using that. So,
but was it because you were working in that field? It was 2019, you said, yeah?
Yes,
the first
2019.
time, yeah? Probably you were like offered a possibility or a chance to get electric car, but would you do it yourself on that time? Because you have to admit it was a bit of pain to have, you know, a car at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, at that time I was very privileged to have this offer to get an e-Golf, and because at that time it was very expensive, and at that time I would honestly won't be able to purchase such a vehicle because it was 46,000 euros. And yeah, it was okay. We ordered it in 2018, and the prices went down afterwards with the new models coming to the market. But what I can tell that now, if I would consider other car, it's only electric.
No.
Yeah, and even after the e-Golf, I understood that I don't need a petrol car because you usually customers think that okay, e-car is the second car for their use in the family. But it turns out that very fast everyone is from the family wants to drive only the e-car, and the petrol car becomes the second car of your choice. This also was my story, and I understood that now from ID3, while traveling all around the Baltics, from the e-Golf, I switched to the ID3, and I also got the biggest battery pack, and I got mileage with more than 500 kilometers.
Wow.
And I understood that Baltics is not the border, it's not my limit anymore. So I went with the family to Italy because I wanted to test, is it doable? Okay, many have heard that the charging infrastructure is very well established for other brands like Tesla, but how is it with a Volkswagen? Can we travel? And what I did, I used one payment solution, which is this Volkswagen included WeCharge service, and it's integrated in the car, in the mobile app of the car, and I did not install any additional application, and I went to Italy and all around Italy with my family without any hassles. So that was the next idea where I understood, no, that's it. The first generation of electric cars, it has ended, and now the market offer is this, which we are like using today.
Okay, so I know that after e-Golf you had ID3, as you said, then you had ID4, and then you have the second ID4, but just not to be like too optimistic or very kind of, you know, just telling the right stuff about electric cars. Maybe you can tell from your experience some, I don't know, bad experience that you were, you know, had with the electric car, because probably, in these years many things happened, and maybe not all of them are very nice to remember.
Well, I will start with the e-Golf. We had parking reconstruction works, and then when I was driving e-Golf in the winter time, I had no place other to charge than into public charging, and public charging was like 50 kilowatt only, and the e-Golf took up to 40 kilowatts, so it was low power. And when I was driving home, usually my daily commute is 60 kilometers, I was charging each second day. And that was additional planning. Now when I'm driving other cars with the bigger battery packs, again, we have reconstruction, by the way, but now we have chargers all around, and there is no such struggle anymore. So this is like excluded from the struggle list and from my bad experience, because that's like it.
Charging.
Yes, charging. But the next one was, again, once I stopped like with the totally empty battery pack. I was driving in Ventspils city. I knew that I will reach the charger, and I actually discharged the battery pretty low usually. Because I'm not
very
afraid.
Confident.
Yeah, I'm confident of the car. But it was a city fest, And I got to the city center, and the policeman turns me around, and you must go all around the city to get to the charger. And then I did not manage. But that was once, and we have this help on the road. Also, insurances are offering the services, so don't be afraid if you're stuck on the road somewhere. You will, of course, do it, I guess, once, and then you will recharge before. But there is a service which simply takes you, evacuates to the closest charger free of charge.
Okay.
That's included when you drive a Volkswagen or Audi. And the next bad experience was in Poland. So I was like, after the Italy trip, I thought that, okay, there was no challenge. But I wanted to see that challenge. And I took ID4 and we drove to Romania. And 4 years ago, I was there with my black Tiguan, and now I'm there with my black ID4, and I'm driving in Romania, and even there, this one card works almost everywhere. And so I did not get any struggles, but from the way from Krakow to Warsaw back, there was one charge point which was set as online available, and I was counting on that because that should be a big charging hub with more than 6 high power charging plugs. We are going there. I did not charge in Krakow, and we arrive, and in app it's still available. You can even enable the charging session, but all the screens are totally black and you have the lens and the information that it's not working. And I have only 13 kilometers left, you know. I discharged the battery because I was counting on it. And it was too fresh, and I don't know why it was launched already in the app. What I did, for this, actually for Romania, I took together with me my mobile charger. It's like 11 kilowatt wall box.
Okay.
Also comes, you can get it from Volkswagen. So you have this mobile wall box, and I saw there was a shopping mall nearby, and also a petrol station. And usually petrol stations have some power outlets outside. I came into this petrol station, and the employee asks, "But will this car not burn down from this big power? And can you really do it?" I'm like, "Please, just let me try if that works." And yes, I got power. I plugged the car, and during that. I don't remember, 1.5 or 2 hours while we were charging with 11 kilowatts to get to the next high power charging point on the highway. We went into shopping mall and bought some sandals for our kids for school and so on. So anyways, we used the time. Of course, for me it was a bit stressful, but for my family it was more stress than fun. So it even made some tears for my co-drivers. So that was the worst situation. Otherwise, it's such a comfort that you cannot even describe.
Okay, but you mentioned these longer trips, to Italy, then to Romania. If you say that it was everything more or less or even more good than bad, so it probably took you quite a time to prepare, to get all the routes, to understand where are the chargers or everything like that. So was it like this, or it was like, okay, let's go like with a normal car and see what happens?
First, electric is normal car, in my opinion. I would say with the combustion, or this is my kind of key point. But for the Italy trip, I had this A4 sheet with me, with the charge points, and I did really a big planning. But also how I did the planning. First of all, you defined destinations which you and your family is able to reach in the car in one day. You can drive thousands, but then your wife and kids won't be happy. And this is what I considered the first. And then I checked if I have some overnight stays. And then the third thing only which I added was the charging stops. Where can I actually charge on the go? And this was working very good. I was driving till Venice, till Italy. I was driving by the paper. But afterwards, when I got into Venice, I understood that there are so many high power chargers on the highway that my plan, I can change my plans.
Okay.
I don't need to stick with them. And just imagine, first night in Warsaw, second night in Vienna, and third day morning we are already in Venice on electric car. And that was
Cool.
like one of the milestones. That it's also like almost the same speed as you would drive on a petrol. And usually I was inviting my kids to eat faster because the car is already charged.
Ready for us, waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the experience, yeah. But in the second trip, actually I found out, which I was not so well prepared, and I'm working with the brand, but I cannot know anything, like everything together.
Yeah.
And I got to know that actually the vehicle includes a route planner, which is very sophisticated and modern and always online. And for the Romania trip, I used that one. And in the big trips, I only use installed navigation system, so car's navigation, because car knows how many battery you have left, is your consumption increasing, decreasing, will you manage, will you not, and it simply puts the chargers on the road, on the go, and you simply put your destination, and then vehicle is guiding you to the chargers.
But it has all the latest chargers, and
it has all the online chargers, not the latest. I would specify that there is a difference. For instance, Ionity, which is currently the highest power charging in the Baltics, they are online and they are available and visible for all of European members. Yeah, and all the vehicles see those charge points. But if we talk about others, like local, smaller partners, they are having online connectivity, but only within their internal application, within their internal system.
Okay.
So not all European networks see that, and that's why vehicle will not guide it to you. So prioritize the online network. And afterwards, only if there's nothing online, it will guide you to these Plan B chargers, I would say so, where this one card would not work. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the...
So, any kind of longer trips with your EV planned for nearest future? Or no.
Actually, this summer we also were planning trip, but as it turned out that we were simply a bit tired of traveling with the family, and everyone needed a small break from these trips. We flew, but definitely I'm thinking about where will I travel. Recently actually we were driving in the car and discussing this. I would like to be now on the big highway, on the Autobahn, towards our next adventure.
Okay. So like long trips, even with not Tesla car, is possible and quite convenient, yeah. And
actually, those chargers, which are currently on European level, there are 600,000 charge points all over the Europe.
600,000,
which is more than superchargers.
Okay.
Yes, and usually there are different operators, and they are not so blocked, but some Tesla owners might know that if you arrive and it's a very popular and one-of-a-kind location in that field or in that area, then you might need to wait a bit. And here you are a bit more flexible. Yeah.
Okay, but those who never tried electric cars maybe heard only, but those who tried, they know that one of the pains is when you get to the charging station somewhere in a foreign country, and you don't know just how to start it. So maybe there is a way, you know, how to solve this pain.
Yes, first point, of course, there have been some issues that you with your foreign mobile phone number cannot register to the mobile application, for instance.
Yeah.
It was happening also in Poland 3 years ago, I guess. But first point, what I would suggest, if you get that EV, ask the salesman if there is some charging service connected to that vehicle. Because for our brands, we usually have this one charging service, one charging card for the vehicle. And okay, when I'm traveling, I'm using this subscription fee, like service where you pay 12.99 euros per month, and then you have access and very good pricing for even Ionity chargers, which are cheaper for me. But they are also available for no subscription fee. Then you have the card as a backup plan. If you cannot register and not enable the charger by some local application, then you have this Plan B card, which you can usually keep into your car whenever you need, whenever you are in that situation.
But maybe it's like more convenient than not the Plan B, but to start with this, like, okay, I have a card that works in this like a network of VW or Audi, and then you just you know, have it and start.
That's why I have it, and I'm paying those 13 euros per month.
But just to have like lower price for the electricity. It's not that you cannot use this card if you are not paying. Yes, you can use this card. It's just that
it will be more expensive. Because I know if I'm traveling quite a lot through the Baltics, and I'm usually using Ionity, and even if I once visit Ionity per month, this 13 euros is already saved.
Yeah, it pays off.
And yes, to use this one card with a free tariff, it's more expensive. So that's why if you are seeking for some free public charging or cheaper charging, then definitely most probably it will be the case that it's easier, not easier, but cheaper to download additional app, install, assign your bank account card. But for instance, when I was going to Poland this Easter, the price difference was 4 euro cents for kilowatt hour. So it was 65 for me, and sometimes even in Poland it was more expensive to charge with their local partners. So that's why I simply used one card. I did not download any additional apps, and that's it.
So it's more convenient, but sometimes more expensive. But okay, so let's look at Lithuania or the Baltic. So I have this ID charging card. Will it work on Ignitis, Electrum, Enefit?
Not yet. Yeah. So you see that in the vehicle navigation system. You see that in your mobile app, which operators are supported by this card. But regulation of alternative fuel infrastructure regulation, or in short AFIR, is setting that from 2027 all operators will have to be on a common platform, because we remember that when I was driving to other countries, even Lithuania, many years ago, I had a roaming on my mobile phone, and I had much higher tariffs than I usually have at my home. Now it's solved, and we almost forgot about those past situations that we are not turning on our mobile data to not get some incredibly high bills.
It will come to charging stations.
This is the same which will come to chargers. So already now, from mid-April this year, all new chargers above 50 kilowatt must include a card payment terminal. So just imagine, in the future you will be able to pay with your bank card for the charging session. It's convenient. I doubt it will be cheaper, maybe in some cases, but that's my speculations about the topic. But definitely it will be a possibility. So all new chargers and all existing chargers above 50 kilowatt must be prepared for a payment terminal, and there are many solutions. So it will get much more easier. But the most convenient way, of course, is the plug and charge service, which is also currently available in Baltics at Ionity chargers, because it's a super secure charging process where vehicle certificate, charger certificate, user account certificate, they are sent to the backend, communicated, checked, and then the charging is started within the seconds. But,
Matiss just explaining, from his background, knowing too much, but just in simple words, what it is. Plug and charge is just if your car has a possibility to communicate with the charger, then you don't have to worry about anything, any apps, any cards. You just stop, put in, you know, this charger, and the car communicates itself with the charger, and all the charging starts. So without any kind of intervention of you or something. So in the future, I believe I would like to see, you know, more of these chargers, but again, there are probably technical, you know, issues that we will not see all of the chargers that have this possibility probably near soon.
Yes, usually they're the latest ones or the highest power chargers which are having this feature. Yes, and afterwards you receive one monthly invoice from your charging sessions, and that's it. And it's easy as it is titled, plug and charge, and that's it.
Yeah, but because like it's always very strange for people, you know, to understand that. How come, you know, you come to petrol station and you know always that you will be able to pay with a card, you know, and if you come to the like electric charging station, then you have to have an app, or you have to have subscription or something like that. So it's very complicated, but this is just, you know, the beginning of all the e-mobility, you know, breakthrough, and definitely at the beginning there are some challenges, but I believe that soon, you know, we will even don't remember that that was such a hassle, you know, just to charge a car.
We can compare. When was the last time when we paid for the parking with the coins? We have app, and we are using that app, and usually we know that app, and simply download it, install, and there are some payment terminals, like some parkings where you don't have any coin machines anymore.
Exactly.
And we are moving towards digital world, and also with the automotive, yes, it will be more convenient to pay with the card, as at some coffee stations which are like in the middle of nowhere. But it will come. But I would say we should not be afraid to like pay with the mobile app. It's more convenient, and when you start doing that, you will forget that you needed actually some coin machine or something different, because with some payment terminals, okay, we are going to the future, but with some cash machines or whatever, we are simply with the future mobility stepping back into like historic payment solutions. I think that's not where we want to go.
Definitely. So maybe let's talk about infrastructure of charging in the Baltics, because you've seen probably a lot, not only in Latvia, but in Lithuania and Estonia. So can you compare, you know, which is best and which is going the right way, and so on?
I would say, considering the amount of electric cars, first of all, we are in a much better situation than Norway, because in Norway, if a bunch of people on electric cars are going from mountain back to capital city or to some city, they are staying and waiting like quite some time.
Oh, really?
Yes. So here we have this benefit that there are not so many cars, but chargers are being planned more and more and more. Which country is the best? I would say the best coverage of the chargers, at my opinion, is in Latvia, because they have implemented this public charging network, governmental charging network, MOB, based on 10 energy points.
Okay.
And that was already, so it's widespread. But the power is missing. If we compare Estonia, they are also now changing all of their old Shademo chargers to new CCS charge points. In Lithuania, I love to see how hubs are evolving. Because you have this very best experience that you don't go with one or with two chargers, but with some 4, 6 chargers, and that's amazing, because you look already towards the future when many EV drivers will be willing to charge up the cars. So that's I would point out this specific point. Best, I haven't stuck nowhere with EV, and even if you don't have the fast charger, you always go to some place, and I like that in Lithuania. Okay, I'm staying here more with some business trips or whatever. and I see that many hotels are having chargers. And that is
already,
a very nice point. Also in Klaipėda, in Palanga. So both these nights, I have seen chargers nearby the hotel, and you simply, maybe you have 1 or 2 plugs, but you can use it. Why not to recharge? And then you don't need that fast chargers on the way, because you can already travel like with 1 charge, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hearing what you are saying, it looks like you either a very, very optimistic person, and everything is fine, everything is working, it's enough chargers, everything is great, but is it? Is it really?
So where we do have the most chargers, I would say, the best coverage is in already my mentioned country, my home country. Sorry about that, brothers, but are they working? That's the next question. Yes, there are some times when they are not working, and that's a big frustration, and you need to call the operator, and they are rebooting the charger. And with the first generation chargers, there is some hassle, and the main point, as you mentioned, is not that there are many chargers, but they are also working and being maintained on annual basis. Yes, at least. I see that there is a need of charging network, like charger renewals. From the old ones, maybe to more powerful, because in Norway they already have accepted that if you install charger with less than 150 kilowatts, that's a crime.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, so let's talk about the global trends in the EVs, because there are a lot of in the press news that EVs are already doomed, that no one is buying them, and it will vanish, everything like that. I understand why it's happening. We already talked about that. Lobbying and everything like that. But how do you see this situation in the market?
If we talk about the fastest powertrain which will bring us to sustainable mobility, this is EV, and this is also the most efficient way how to convert. Will it go so fast? Not in every market. Some markets will be delayed a bit. Some markets will go even faster. As again, I'm telling Norway because our headquarters are based in Oslo, in Norway, so that's why I know so much from that kind of market. But they converted to 100% EVs since 2024, since January. But already 2 years ago, they were selling like few units of petrol cars in the dealerships. And that's the point, that some markets will need more time, some will become more electric sooner. About vehicles and car manufacturers, they simply have targets set by the European Union, and there is a big competition between other regions like America and China, which we don't want that they are overtaking us, but one region is definitely overtaking us with electrification. And we must be competitive in this way. And what we are missing, we are currently missing cheap, available, affordable electric vehicles.
Okay.
That's the entry level, because it's very easy, for instance, to convert from premium combustion car to premium electric car. It is more simple because you are already deciding, and the battery price is not so high, so it doesn't make so big difference. But if you are in a price sensitive level, then definitely either you should consider a smaller one, or what I'm very happy about is that we can also see many used cars, like the first generation e-trons, ID3s, Eagles. They are appearing on the market with the decent batteries and a decent range, where you can also start getting into EVs from the used car perspective. It's not only a new vehicle.
But then I will be this try to understand and be the skeptic one who would say, okay, Matiss, so how come you can produce a cheap electric car when Volkswagen and Audi announced that they are closing factories in Germany?
Well, actually, this morning I read Thomas Schäfer, CEO of Volkswagen, that to be competitive, they need to review their brain and their headquarters and their production, because they must be more effective. And this is a big challenge for a company which consists and is in many unions, and union has a very high voice in this point. But to be future-proof, we also must be very effective. And for instance, in some regions, like in Belgium, for instance, if you are planning to do something on a large scale with the factory, some reconstructions, some effectiveness improvements, then you must inform in some advanced time all the people that actually it is planned, and please, we must start preparing. So it's based on legislation that we must inform in advance that we are reconsidering at what scale, what will be the outcome, will there be some layoffs, or this effectiveness improvement will close some factories and so on. That is a matter of decisions from the board, from the manufacturers, and I cannot comment on any of those points, because we are also same as our dealers, our customers. We are watching, and we are believing that the group will make the best and most effective decision to be more competitive and to bring more EVs and much better products to the market, to our customers, which they want. So that's why we are talking about where and how will be the transition. Yes, okay. It's electric, but when it will happen, we cannot say.
Yeah, so it's all these like closures of factories or planned closures of factories. It's not related to like not believing in e-mobility or not changing the course or the strategy. It's just what I understood from what you are saying and what I've read as well, that it's more to be exactly possible and able to compete with the market and to be more agile and actually to work smarter and better and everything like that.
Yes,
to be more competitive. Yeah,
because there are not so, there are less moving parts, less items in the car now, and of course we cannot keep the same factory pace, but in the meanwhile we are investing as a group, as a Volkswagen group, a lot into battery research, into battery manufacturing, so we are not I would say we are switching from one generation to other, instead of we are closing down one part and that's it. No, we can shift.
Let's talk about the competition then. Some people are saying that, the Chinese will come and we have to close all the factories and no one will buy, these expensive German cars. What is your view on the Chinese?
We have a very good experience from Norway again. And that's the point that, yes, many are coming. It's not easy for them to come in, and they are coming with a very wide step. So with big investments, opening very nice showrooms. But after you sell a car, what starts? The lifetime of the car. We are driving on the roads, which are not ideal. And when you have some accidents maybe on the road, you need to service them. So what happens afterwards with the car? What happens with the servicing of the car? And there have been examples, like quite many examples, where when you sell very nicely looking vehicle with very nice specifications, that's one thing, but afterwards customers are realizing that, hey, it cannot be serviced, or it's not acceptable that it takes so long time to get this part, or service level is not at your expected level. What happens? Customers are not very satisfied. But from my opinion, it's very good that customers are there are loyal customers, of course, for each brand, but there are customers who are switching to something new and researching some new items, and it's very healthy that you have other experience. Maybe it's better, yeah, on some points, but in some points you really feel that, okay, this is unacceptable. Okay. And I don't want that anymore. And many actually have been switching back to the ones which actually have your salesman, your service partner, and you know that you are always covered, and you have all these services like help on the road or with some basic stuff, which simply, like, it's simple to sell a car, but you need to sell all this, and you need to deliver this experience from the sales till the next service, and maybe it will generate then the next sales and so on. So it's not only about the sales. Yes, they are coming. Yes, they are highly supported by their home market governments, but it must be also not only the sales of the cars and nice fancy showrooms, but it also must be servicing of the cars and support through all of the lifetime with the customer.
Okay. Talking about the support and servicing, and again the same with competition. How is Volkswagen doing with the software? Because I've heard that they are in cooperation with Rivian, probably. And do you see anything in this field that it's getting better, or it's already now everything is good?
For instance, this car where we are driving, it's a software-based vehicle. And maybe our product manager from Audi, Tatiana, has already told how many computers there are, from how many we have scaled down to big computers. So it's a software-based vehicle, and all MEB platform vehicles are also software-based. What does that mean? That the software part is bigger than previously, and you can update almost everything on this car by over-the-air updates. So this is the future where we are currently living. Of course, we had some big pushes from the producers, from manufacturers, that we need to deliver like first cars, and that's why actually many customers and many have this reference to the first MEB model, which was ID3, which software was not so stable at the launch point, and this is why we have those memories. But it's improving a lot on, for instance, this automotive piece, the Q6 e-tron also has Android Automotive Operational System on top. So yes, we are seeing where we can improve, and which part we are cooperating with, and which part we are keeping in-house.
Okay.
Yeah, like infotainments, everything that is supported by Android Automotive, but other vehicle communications in between the parts and sensors are definitely kept in-house, and we have Cariad, which is our software company, and have a office in Estonia.
Okay.
Yeah, so also adding to Baltics.
Very good. So Matiss, we are approaching actually our end of the journey with this nice car. Actually, it was really pleasant to drive, but I have a question for you. If you could choose any electric car, or even maybe not electric, but any car with any money, what that would be for you?
I would say, forgive me please, my I work with brands, and I have this point that I now need to make this decision. Of course, the highest comfort, safety, and the quietness into interior, for me personally, still is unbeaten from the first e-tron S model with the virtual mirrors. And that's like the whole package. You have everything. You have electric. Yes, it consumes more.
Yeah.
But if we calculate the consumption that you are paying maybe 80 euros instead of for 80 euros you will not fill up a gas tank now for such a big combustion car, for instance. But for such a car, like in monthly basis, if you pay 80 euros for your charging, that's nothing. But the comfort which you get from that car, and it can even be a used car, you know. I'm still favoring the most this comfort which the e-tron adds. And of course the S model, it has the 3 motors and lots of power, quattro system. Yeah, so that's my fan. As a daily driver, for me is the ID.4, and I guess it's excellent car, but it's a bit even maybe too big for me. Yeah, but to be much more universal, yeah, of course SUV is very favorable, but I'm missing the ID.3 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the daily routine it was very swift, agile, convenient car, and even for better experience in Italy in very narrow streets, that was the excellent car, where you inside car is full with like 4 people and full boot with a lot of stuff. But yeah, so actually, yeah, if I must choose, that should be of course now it's the SQ8 e-tron. Yeah, but even the first e-tron S model would be excellent, and yeah, with all the features which it offers, like night visions and so on. Yeah.
Okay, so the last question from my side then. What would you suggest for those who are thinking about electric cars, or maybe even don't think about electric cars, but what would you say to them, you know?
Get into the car and test drive it. Test drive, you cannot imagine how big the comfort it is. We are of course talking about money, about spendings. Calculate that. Tadas has great tools how to calculate everything, all the costs at OEV. But the fact that from 2019 I have never scratched my windshield in winter time. Just imagine, I always get into warmed up car, steering wheel is heated up, seat is heated up, you simply enable the wipers, ice is defrosted, taken away, and you take off. You are not scratching, not polluting, you know. I will go outside the house like for 20 minutes to warm up my diesel. Like, no, you simply press the button in the house and you get into warm car. And especially if you have small kids, that was for me like a no-brainer, that you can put him in already without big packings and so on. Yeah, so that's a big comfort which you will consider when you are getting in. So just get in, have a test drive, whatever brand this is. Of course, if Volkswagen, Audi, I would be very happy, but start with something, and yeah, it's much easier than you might think. Great.
So thanks, Matiss. It was really a pleasure talking to you and having this conversation. Yeah, in this Audi Q6 e-tron lounge, and yeah, looking forward to receiving any comments or questions and suggestions, whom you want to me to talk to, and what topics do I have to touch. So yeah, thanks for everyone who was still until this point, and see you the next time. Bye. Yeah.